This episode of In Tune features Senior Saraswati Veena Exponent Srimati E. Gayathri. Srimati Gayathri, a practitioner of Carnatic music, began her career at the age of 7, hailed as a child prodigy by the famed Professor Sambamoorthy. This video features excerpts from her interview where we learn little-known aspects of her life as baby Gayathri, all the way to becoming the first Vice Chancellor of the Tamil Nadu Dr. Jayalalithaa Music and Fine Arts University. Do not miss the beautiful ragamalika Tanam at the end, which she recorded exclusively for this interview. The full article on LakshmiAnand.com is detailed and includes many photos and more music. For this and many other articles on music and musicians, visit LakshmiAnand.com, LakshmiAnand.com.
Hello.
Hello.
நல்லா இருக்கேன்.
You mentioned that your mother taught you the techniques on the veena, the basics on the veena, how to use the instrument, but the repertoire, the actual pieces, you learned mostly from your father.
Yeah. Actually, pieces also she taught me only, but he taught me more manodharma. A lot of manodharma that on-the-spot creativity, spontaneous creation of,
Okay.
Kalpana Sangeetam. Yeah.
So the schools that your father and mother came from, your father was a student of Tiger Varadacharya, you had mentioned.
And also he was a student of Vijayanagaram Music College.
Vijayanagaram Music College. And in the with Tiger Varadacharya, was he learning at the music college or outside separately?
No, separately. After he came to Chennai, he learned from him.
He learned from Tiger Varadacharya.
Yeah.
Okay. So what about the Patantaram difference between your mother, who learned from, Kalpagam Swaminathan and Kalakshetra and all that, and your father? Was there any Patantaram difference? Because I know Tiger Varadacharya was involved in Kalakshetra also, but that doesn't mean the Patantaram has to be the same.
Yes. Actually, strictly, my father was not singing any kritis. He was only into Manodharma Sangeeta, like Niraval, Swaram, Ragam, Tanam, all these things he used to teach me. The kritis and all my mother taught me. Yeah.
Okay. I see. And adukapra subsequently, as you grew older, was your mother still teaching you a repertoire? Were you learning on your own? Or I know later on you went to TMT in 1982, but prior to that?
In 84 or 85, I went to him, to TMT, sir. Till then I was learning, but then I was not strictly learning from my mother. In between, I learned for 2 years from MS Gopalakrishnan. I didn't tell you that, I think. I learned all the Navagraha Kritis and also some Manodharma from him, actually.
Okay.
Apart from that, I used to listen to various great artists and take ideas from them. I used to listen to a lot of people like D.K. Patamal, my most favorite. And if I want any reference, she's the ultimate for me. I'll always refer to her. I used to, before I joined TMT, sir. And then, of course, other greats like Semmangudi and, D.K. Jayaraman and Nedanuri Krishnamurthy, Voleti. Like this, I used to listen a lot and take their ideas also. Yeah.
Nice. I see. So when you were learning, did your parents ever inflict, corporal punishment, like here slapping you, the Sharia Valle, Vasikiliye, or any such thing? Never. Okay.
Never. Yeah.
That's good to know. So,
in fact, they would have been tempted to punish me to stop playing. I used to be so obsessive. Yeah, but they never did that. Yeah.
Okay. And you mentioned you had a sister. Was she younger or older to you?
Younger than me. She's
younger than.
If I'm 59 born, she was born in 64.
64. Yeah. Okay, so 5 years more or less.
Yeah.
Okay. So did your mother teach her also? And after a point, was she teaching both of you together, or she would teach you individually?
Not together, individually. She was teaching her separately. Yeah.
Okay.
At least I want to tell outside that I had an aunt and a half brother. Yeah. I was brought up along with them. Actually, I can't call her my stepmother because stepmother is always the second wife, right?
Correct.
Yeah.
I understand. So, she was the first wife, right?
Yeah. So I can't call her a stepmother. She's my aunt. Yeah.
Correct. I know. Yeah, she is genuinely your aunt actually, because your
Yeah,
mother's sister, right?
mother's
Very
sister.
complex. Yeah, that
Yeah.
is, the home environment would have been so toxic at a very young age, this
Very,
kind of.
very torturous.
Yeah,
Torturous.
yeah,
Absolutely. Yeah.
I know. So now, the other thing I was trying to understand, you said that financially you were always struggling because your father was in ill health and not
Yeah.
able to work as much as he needed to.
Yeah.
Um, so when you first started playing,
Mm.
did you play on stage because you wanted to, or did you feel the pressure that you had to raise your family from the financial situation, or how did you decide that you should be playing concerts at that age,
So when
because
I
you were just a
started,
child?
when I started performing, I was just 7, running 8. So I didn't know the financial situation then. I was only a child. All I knew
Right.
was I have to practice all the time and then perform on the stage. That's all. And I didn't even perform for appreciation. I couldn't understand those things. I was too
Okay.
young. So I didn't
Okay.
even know that the family was depending on me financially. I
I
didn't
see.
even know that there was money coming, that
I see.
my parents were handling. I didn't even know. I didn't think of those things. All I knew was playing Veena. That's all. Yeah.
So how did that first step of playing publicly, how did that happen? So it's one thing to enjoy playing the Veena at home, and you were doing that, but how
Yeah.
did that first step of you should go and play on the stage? Who made that decision? I know you mentioned the gentleman in Parthasarathi Swami Sabha,
Uh,
but who was the person who actually, within your family, who was the person who decided
my
that, yes,
father, my father
your
felt
father?
very,
Okay.
very, very proud of me, and
Hmm.
he was very proud of me. And he, being in the films, he arranged for a chamber music at our house itself, where we live.
Okay.
In our
Okay.
drawing room, he called the press people because he had friends. And then Nagaya, Chittur Nagaya, then Lingamurthy, there used to be an actor in Telugu. So like some leading directors, all cine people only came, and Professor Sambamoorthy.
I
I
see.
remember we went to his house. He used to live somewhere in Santhom. So I even remember that actually. And I did namaskaram to him, and my father invited him. He came, and they all sat. And Professor Sambamurthy, he spoke after my concert and called me a child prodigy. So that was, the press carried this
I
actually,
see.
because the
I
press
see.
had come home, and they said Professor P. Sambamurthy has identified a child prodigy called baby Gayathri. And that became an instant big news. And then Parthasarathi Swami Sabha contacted me immediately.
Ah.
From then it became, just caught fire like that, like a, yeah.
And
That's
you
how,
mentioned there was a gentleman called Mr. Venkata Krishnan who was handling
yeah, that is, he is
your.
the president of Parthasarathi Swami Sabha. Yeah,
Okay, okay.
he
So
was handling. Yeah.
I see. And that is handling in the sense not just for Parthasarathi Swami Sabha, but overall, like somewhat
Overall,
managing your career some at that
exactly.
point.
He was
Okay.
totally managing, and my
I see.
father, all the offers had to come through him. I don't know the understanding between him and my parents, because I
I
was
see.
too young. All I knew was he was always there at home.
I
At
see.
home means about the kacheris. He would tell there is a kacheri here, kacheri there. And
Okay.
he was not just a president of Parthasarathi Sabha. He was kind of,
I see.
managing. Yeah.
And how many at that stage of your life? So this would have been this from your first Parthasarathi Swami Sabha concert was at what? At age 7, running 8, right?
Running 8, yeah, 8.5, like that. Yeah.
Okay. And from then on, the kacheri started coming regularly, and it became a
Very
regular
much. Yeah.
feature. Okay.
Absolutely.
So how long was this Mr. Venkatakrishnan handling this phase of your career?
Um, I think almost till, for a very long time, till I was 17, till I was 18. I think almost till I got married. But
Okay.
then almost till I got married. Yeah.
I see. I see.
Yeah.
I see. And was this mainly Chennai kacheris, or did you have a lot of outstation kacheris also?
Lots of outstation kacheris.
I
Lots.
see.
Yeah.
I
Lots.
see.
But
I
then
see.
after my father passed away, Venkatakrishnan was not so much in the picture, but he was there. But not
I see.
so much like, when I was baby Gayatri, it was I was too popular. Then after
Hmm.
my father passed away, it was not that I was not popular, but somehow that kind of graph was not there. Just
Right.
slightly, there was a lull, slight.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because I
Yeah.
was also depressed, not in any mood to play, and with the toxic atmosphere at home. I was waiting to get married actually. I was too
Yeah.
young to understand marriage, but because I knew that was the way to change my lifestyle. Yeah. Mhm.
So now, when Mr. Venkatakrishnan was handling, because I remember you're saying that though you had concerts almost every day, a lot of concerts, the financial situation did not necessarily improve, or at least you didn't see it improve that much.
Not so much. Not so much.
Mm. Mm.
Not so
So
much.
do you feel I mean, on hindsight now, many years later, do you feel that either one, you were not paid enough, or two, like, some of the money you received was actually being taken away on the side by others?
I mean, today with my kind of experience as Vice Chancellor and what all I have seen in life, I mean, naturally I'll suspect anything, but I don't have any evidence to point fingers at anyone.
Right.
This is a natural question which you're asking me, which has been in my mind also. But
Mm.
one thing I can tell openly, that for the kind of talent and for the kind of hard work and for the kind of in fact, sacrificing my own health also, I was performing even with fever and all that. And I played true Veena. I didn't play false Veena. I was playing true Veena, means even the gamakam I used to, even in gamakams, you can make gamakam appear like a gamakam without straining yourself. I didn't do that. I was playing true gamakam with my tiny, frail fingers for 3 hours every performance.
Right.
For
And
that,
no violin accompaniment.
no violin, and I was paid peanuts. I was paid means at least I didn't enjoy. I enjoyed
Yeah.
eating peanuts. That's all. I don't know about the rest of the story. I don't know. So
Right.
the same kind of work and the same kind of hard work somebody does today, they would be, I mean, crorpatis really. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's karma. Yeah.
So you had, and also to be an artist, you have to also, dress a certain way. And those days, pattu pavadai was, or pattu pavadai, or,
Mm.
pavada davani was considered, standard. And it always used to be real pattu and all that, which was expensive. So what about, wardrobe and appearance, and, who handled that, who looked after all that, so that,
No
you showed
appearance,
up?
no wardrobe, nothing. Very, very many for a long time I was wearing only half skirts and sitting.
Okay.
And some elderly people in the audience came and told, no, ask your make your daughter wear long skirts. And it used to be very, not pattu and all that.
I
Very,
see.
very ordinary, Bombay dyeing and
I
some
see.
printed cotton,
I
and
see.
I used to repeat. I used to have 4 or 5, not even ironed,
Okay.
4 or 5,
I see.
and I used to look happy or very poor actually. Yeah,
No,
for all
because
the so-called baby Gayathri tag I had, I was
uh,
not richly dressed or anything. I appeared
I see.
very low middle class, I would say. Yeah. Actually, one thing here, I don't have any complaints about how I appeared or how my dressing was, because I believe that the music should be so powerful that it should
Yeah.
overshadow. In fact,
Correct.
not that one should be shabbily dressed. I'm not saying that. One should be presentable, but there is
Yeah.
no need to overly dress up and too much of ornaments, and not required, because the music should overlap all that.
Yeah.
The music should take shape. People should
Correct.
see music. Apart from listening, they should even look at music, not the musician. The
Right.
music
Right.
should have so much quality. That is my,
Right. Right.
yeah.
Right. Right. I understand. So, did you ever have stage fright the first time when you got onto Parthasarathi Swami Sabha stage to
No, first
play
of
and
all,
you
I
saw
didn't
people?
understand what it is actually.
Okay.
I was just going like a small child, and I didn't even understand why that I'm doing something great. I was just playing Veena, that's all. I mean, I
Hmm.
used to feel, and that kind of a feeling, I carried it with me all through my years. I always felt, I won't use the word indifferent, but untouched by
Hmm.
everything. Yeah.
Hmm. Hmm. And did you ever, like when you were traveling, regular out of station travel, was there ever a time when you felt, I really don't want to play for a while. Let me play next week. I don't want to play tomorrow. Did you ever feel that way? Did you ever express it?
All through my childhood, I don't think I felt like that. But later on in
Okay.
my teens, I started feeling kind of, I don't feel like, especially on festival days like Deepavali and even festival days when friends are enjoying, around my 13, 14 years, I felt slightly, but I didn't protest so much. But
Right.
after my father passed away, I found performing a big pain without his presence. And I used to shy away also, actually. But I used to, because it is like brushing my teeth for me. I can't uh, go through a day without brushing my teeth. So it became my kind of ingrained in me that if somebody asks you to perform, you're born to perform. That is your duty. Somehow that kind of a feeling came in me. I don't know who gave it or how it came to me, but I felt this was why I am living. And so I used to just drag my feet to perform. But after marriage, I performed with happiness only. After joining TMT, sir, I was very, very thrilled and happy because that kind of a musical awareness and how to improvise, all those things were very exciting for me. But later on, when the pressure became too much due to various other, each one will have some problems. And so many years of performing, slowly I started. And TMT sir's health also was failing that time.
Right.
And he was not able to teach so much. And that somehow many things put together depressed me again. This time I seriously thought I have to quit. Enough is enough. This I've been thinking right from 2009 itself. But I could do it only in 2011. Yeah.
When you took over
Even
as the,
before
the director
2009.
of colleges, right? That
Even
time,
before
yes.
2009, even early 2000 itself, I was feeling fed up, actually. Yeah.
So now, once you got married, your financial situation, had it improved to a point where potentially, I mean, you didn't have to support the family anymore. Your husband could
Yeah.
support you?
Yeah. My husband was a marine engineer. He was in merchant navy. And I used to contribute, of course. I mean, I was not supporting, but my husband was totally guiding me, and he made sure that, I was charging better than what it was. And he guided me how to deal and how to earn. And he was a pillar of support for me. Yeah. And he took care of my investments, everything. He did so well, actually. So, he has been a great anchor in my life.
Right. At least you got a lot of stability after your marriage.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So now you said TMT sir helped you, with the Manodharmam, really made it flourish. So how was it? How was your father different from TMT sir? Since both of them did a lot of Manodharmam teaching for you, how was each of them different?
I found them to be different in the sense my father was handling so many genres apart from Carnatic, being a film music director, and there was a certain kind of a wildness in his Manodharma. Whereas TMT sir was systematic, and he was strictly a traditional Carnatic. So I could not compare them. Even both of them are composers again. My father has composed beautiful bhajans, tillanas, even kritis in rare ragas like Sumanesh Ranjani, Revati. So I even perform in Ranjani. So he composes very well even in Carnatic. But there is some certain kind of a wildness in him, my father. Kind of the boundaries, he'll stretch the boundaries. Whereas TMT sir is very systematic. Yeah.
Systematic, but still, very, very creative within the traditional bounds, right? That's what I have found with TMT sir.
He's mind blowing, really is. Yeah. No words to describe him. Yeah.
Yes. Now, in your concerts in the olden days, who decided what you would play in each kacheri when you were young?
When I was young, my father, He will
Your
make
father.
a list. He'll make a
Okay.
list and give me, and I would keep the list next to me. But he tells me whenever in between you want to play your own something, feel free to play.
Okay.
An artist should not be restricted. So you must feel free, and only then your expression will come out well. You just keep this as a, guidance, but
Right.
you play what you want. He used to tell me that. Yeah.
Did he explain why he picked certain pieces in a certain order? For example, Prati Madhyamam, then you should have,
Ah,
Siddha
he
Madhyamam
tells
and
me there
things like
should be
that.
a variety in your presentation. So,
Okay.
same, if you play one Hindolam, very next you should not play Sudhananyasi. There should be a color difference, like Kalyani you play. After
Yeah.
Kalyani, you play a Riti Gaula. After Riti Gaula, you play, like even the Talam, the same Adi Talam should not be, you add one Kandajapu here, then one Rupakam here, like that.
Right.
So,
Right.
to add color and grip the audience interest. Yeah.
Yeah. Any rules like, the main kriti has to be Vilambakalam and there should be a certain amount of time devoted to, lighter
Yeah.
pieces at the end of the concert.
Yeah. He used to tell light pieces can be given maximum 20 minutes. But the main piece should be minimum 40 to 45 minutes minimum.
Right.
So for
That is
that,
without Taniyavartanam or with Taniyavartanam?
sometimes it used to be with itself. Because if
Okay.
it's a short concert, otherwise if it's a 3-hour concert, it will be without Taniyavartanam.
Without. Right. Right.
Yeah, and I used to play ragamalika Tanam, lot of ragams in the
Right.
Tanam, and then
Right.
a long Niraval and Vilambakala Kriti only. So like that I used to take and play. Yeah.
Would he attend your concerts? Because how would he give you
Yeah.
feedback? Did you get feedback for
Yeah,
how
I
you
made
played?
eye contact with him during playing. He'll be
I
sitting
see.
there and he'll give me signals also. Then
I see.
he'll ask me to not rush and he'll make hand signals at very early stages. Then later on I slowly understood. He'll tell
Right.
me, be slow, relax. Like that, he'll show with his hands. Yeah.
So would he attend all your Chennai concerts, or who would come with you for outstation concerts? Who would sit with you, take you there?
So I mean, definitely my mother and father come, and so my aunt also comes. My
Okay.
aunt, for her, it's a good outing for her. And my brother, sometimes the whole family we used to go. My sister, my brother, my aunt, my mother, and my father. Yeah.
I see. I see. I see. And your father was able to attend, because his health was frail, you had mentioned.
Yeah, that was, it became bad only 1 year before his demise. That was in 74. From then, he was not able to accompany me so much. So I had to go alone. There was one Mridangam Vidwan, V.R. Lakshmi Narayanan. He wrote V.R. Lakshmi Narayanan. He's, Sambandhi of Gattam Vinayakaram, actually.
Okay.
Yeah, so he used to play almost all concerts with me. He and Kuthala Mishnadayar. So, I mean, my father used to feel very comfortable when I go alone with them. They used to take care of me like Kuthala Mishnadayar is like a father for me, and V.R. Lakshmi Narayanan took care of me like a brother. So I used to started traveling alone actually. Yeah, my brother used to come with me, but yeah.
I see.
My brother used to come. Yeah.
And your co-artists, the selection of co-artists, did you or your father get to do that, or was that fixed by Sabhas? How did that work?
No, my father was very keen on Madurai T. Srinivasan. He played maximum concerts in the earliest. Later on, Kuthala Mishnadayar and Lakshmi Narayanan. Only these three, and even Subhash Chandran, who is a Gattam artist, he plays the Mridangam very well. So even he used to play. So I used to alternate between them. It was my father's decision only. Yeah.
I see. So now, again, looking back at your childhood, given that you were a young girl of impressionable age, quite innocent, not too aware of the realities of life and so on, were you ever treated badly in a way that you should not have? I don't mean in terms of monetary, but how people behaved with you, like how they interacted with you. Did they take liberties? Did you find yourself at a in positions where you felt compromised? Have any of those things
No,
happened?
such things never happened. Yeah.
Okay.
Because
Okay.
my father always used to be with me all the time. And
Okay.
otherwise, my Mridangam Vidwans were like my family, those four
Okay.
people who I
Okay.
mentioned. So
Okay.
people were generally very respectful, and I didn't face any such. So
Right.
everyone
Right.
treated me well. Yeah.
Good. So did your father also maintain like a logbook of what you played in each concert so that you avoided repetition and there was variety?
He used to have a diary like thing. He used to write down. But then in
Okay.
my case, wherever I go, people used to ask me to play Himagiri Tanaye. That was, I don't know why people attach that with me. There were a few kritis like that, even Alai
Huh.
Paide, and a few
Okay.
kritis which I could not avoid because I used to
Right.
get those slips to my stage,
Right.
to the stage.
Correct. 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 Correct.
Some of the kriti also, like this, a few, Samaja Vargamana,
Okay.
some few. So these things I used to repeat like anything. Yeah. Chinnanjiri Kudiye, all these.
Right.
Raghuamsha
Singing it.
Sudha. Raghuamsha Sudha. That is
Yeah.
supposed to be good on Veena. I don't know. Chittibabu
It
sir, he
is.
started it. So
Yes.
every kacheri they'll ask me Raghuamsha, then Ninnu Veena Namadindu, this Navarasa Kannada.
Yes.
So
Yes.
these
Yes.
used to be my a routine for me.
So after your kacheri, what would your parents give you, like feedback, or is it like very critical feedback? How would they convey that feedback, in a nice way, in a critical way?
My mother won't say much. She won't talk
Okay.
anything. My
Okay.
father used to tell me very honestly, today you
Okay.
were not up to the mark. According to him, the audience would have loved it actually,
Yeah.
but he expects some certain standard. Why were you too hasty in Kalyani like this? Then he'll piece by piece he'll analyze, and then he'll tell me to rectify, and he'll do it very gently, very kindly.
And you had mentioned last time you're not very happy with the present scenario in music. What did you mean by that?
Not happy in the sense, I found, I don't want to create a controversy, but then I find that, the concert length, there used to be probably there are some sabhas that are having 4 hours Pallavi Darbar or something I heard. Those things are there, but then generally Veena is not given so much of, if there is a series of concerts, and there are at least 75% vocal concerts, only 5 or 10% of Veena concert, 1 or 2. I feel that should increase. I'm not happy with that. That too, with the number of sabhas increasing, those days at least there were so many sabhas. I think only 5 or 6 major sabhas were there. Now in season, you see there are so many sabhas, but then why so many Veena kacheris are not there? So many are there in the field, and they're all doing very well. They're playing very well. So I feel the slots should somehow they should be
They should
encouraged.
be there.
Yeah.
Yes. So, did you ever sing for movies? Did your father include you in any movie music scores?
Singing?
Not singing, sorry, playing,
I
performing.
played in a lot of movies. In fact,
Okay.
before my first concert itself, I was playing in movies at the age of 6. Yeah,
Okay.
Satya Arundhati. Then I played for other music directors also, not only my father.
I see.
In fact, after becoming popular as Baby Gayathri, side by side, I used to even play in film recordings.
I see.
Because sometimes my mother told me that I could use it as my pocket money, what I get in film. So that
I
used
see.
to, make me play in films. Yeah.
I see. I see.
Yeah.
And what would you spend your pocket money on?
Go with my friend. I used to have a very good friend, Manju. Even now I am in touch with her. We both go to movies and just have something to eat in a hotel. Nothing much, or buy some nice dress or something.
Nice,
Yeah.
nice, very nice, very
Yeah.
nice, very nice. And you said you enjoy cooking. So, do you still
Yeah.
cook a lot?
Yeah, but I don't have interest nowadays. Living alone, I live alone. So just for myself, I don't feel like cooking. But when my husband was there, I used to really enjoy cooking because he used to love my cooking a lot. Yeah.
You used to say TMT sir also would come home and
Yeah,
used to
he
like
would.
your cooking.
He likes my cooking. Yeah, he would
Ah.
come and spend the whole day after having lunch. He would sing, and unfortunately, it's all in cassettes, which is not, all the tapes got ruined. That's a
Right.
very painful thing. So much we recorded actually together. Yeah.
So those were classes that were recorded, or did you do it like a performance sort of thing?
Not performance at home. He would sing
Okay.
some surati,
Okay.
he'll take a raga, he'll sing, and then
Okay.
half time he'll sing. Then for some passage, I'll sing. Play on the veena. Then Niraval, he'll sing some Niraval, like that we used
Okay.
to. Yeah.
I see. But the earlier classes that you learned when you went to his house in T Nagar, that you said you were not recording, right? He was against recording at
Yeah.
that time.
He was not against, but
Okay.
I never recorded. I used to
I see.
record only when he came. He used to come to my house. I never
Okay.
carried a recorder with me to his place.
O-
I used to
Okay.
record it here, actually.
Of
In
course.
fact, I
Yeah.
used to have a nickname in film studios. Wherever I go, all the other musicians used to write down notations. Whereas I used to listen and play. So they used to call me tape recorder. I had a name
Oh.
like that.
So what do you think of the newer Veena innovations, like the, fiberglass, lightweight, some of them, without the, they don't even look like a traditional Veena.
Actually, Veena should be made out of jackfruit wood only. Only
Okay.
then the jackfruit wood has a divine quality. I've written a lot extensively about the divinity of jackfruit wood in my blog. Have
Okay.
you seen my blog, Jasmine
Yes,
Stone?
I have.
And in that you can see only that will produce. Actually, Nadam comes out of the wood grains, not the strings. The wood
Okay.
grains only. Even if you Google about electric guitars, the Western music, even they have done a lot of research on what wood will produce. For Veena and Mridangam, Tawil, these are all made out of jackwood. So the resonance comes out of wood. So this fiber and all that, how sound is different from Nadam. People mistake loud tone to be Nadam. Nadam is not that. Nadam has a wholesome, I don't know how to describe it. It has an aura. That sound has an aura around it, which comes only because of jackfruit wood. If you use fiber in its place, it seems nowadays they are using all kinds of wood, not only jackfruit.
Yes.
I was told by some Veena technicians, so that won't give any sound. So in the case of fiber Veenas and all that, how they produce sound is they depend on mic system, the latest mixer mic system, where they can adjust the treble, the bass, add a little reverb to it to give it a whatever. It is only sound. It can't be Nadam. Yeah, Nadam is different from sound. Nadam can be produced only by jackfruit tree. Yeah.
I see. Okay.
Yeah.
And are you able to find good quality Veenas now?
Yeah, I think so. In Tanjavur, they are making very good Veenas, and they supply to all these music dealers also. And the owners, for example, in Saptaswara, I know him personally, Mr. Lal. He's able to identify good Veenas and he's selling. Yeah.
Okay. Chief Minister Jayalalithaa called you to be director of the music colleges. How did she know to identify you
Actually,
as a candidate?
she mentioned that she was an admirer of my Veena. This was, when she was the first time chief minister itself, in some magazine called Kumudam or Anand Vigadan or something. I was taken aback because they interviewed her about her favorite things. In that, who is your favorite musician? She mentioned even actually in vocal MS and some people. And in Veena, she said Veena Gayathri. When I read that, I was very thrilled. And I was appointed as a member of Iyalisai Nadagamandram first time when she was CM. And second time also, when she became CM, she appointed me again as a member, only a member. Third time, she appointed me as director.
So
she even attended my concert, one wedding reception concert. She sat for some time and she went.
How are you spending time these days? How do you spend time these days?
These days, I don't believe in this saying that once you're a musician, you have to always think about music all through your life, till you die, till your last breath. I don't believe means because I'm not able to do that. I don't think about music anymore. That
Right.
is not in my mind at all. Maybe all
Okay.
the suffering I faced in my life has
Right.
killed the music in me. I don't know
Right.
what it is, or maybe I have outgrown music, or maybe there is one Sufi saint called Hazrat Inayat Khan
I've
who
heard.
played the veena, and he said, I absorbed all that I needed from veena, and then I gave up veena. That is a saying. So
Okay.
I remind myself of his saying and convince myself probably I'm somebody who's walking in his footsteps. Because honestly, I have to tell you, I don't think of music. I don't play much. I don't play at all. Yeah.
Mm.
And sometimes but one thing is that Nadam gives me a lot of energy. When I
Mm.
play, it's like yoga. So I play selfishly for me to feel energized. Not that I'm enjoying playing or anything. I play selfishly because I derive the energy from the veena. And today, my state, I'm telling you.
Yeah. Yeah.
Earlier, no. Today, that is also so many handicaps, like I'm not able to move freely, my leg pains, all these things also, they don't add to any inspiration.
Right. Right.
So
Right.
I don't, but then I started this Facebook page mainly because I can record short pieces and upload them, because many
Right.
people ask me if we want
Yes.
to listen. So for that,
Yes.
that is how I spend. And nowadays I'm talking a lot on Facebook
Mm.
about sharing spiritual thoughts. I do a lot of Parayanam, Saundarya Lahari. In my
Okay.
blog itself, I have uploaded all that
Right.
I'm explaining on Facebook. So
Okay. Okay.
these such
I
things. And I do
see. Well,
puja, I do exercises. That's all.
uh,
Yeah.
so now when you look back, see, as a child, I think you did what you were told, right? Your father, I mean, you were interested in the veena. That was a genuine interest that you gravitated to. But performing and, the performing as often as you did, that was all, somebody else was pulling the strings. You just went with the flow.
Hmm.
Now, on reflection, do you feel that you would have preferred a more conventional childhood where there was a balance of everything, where Veena was a part of an overall life rather than being the focus of it?
But first, I believe in karma. This, whether I like it or not, this is how God meant my life to be. That's all. But given a choice, I would have. Uh, it's very difficult to say, but I would have preferred a balanced life, definitely.
Mm.
Yeah, a balanced life, a little of everything, and
Yeah.
mainly because that would have given me a lot of normalcy, a feeling of normalcy. Yeah.
Right. Right. No,
Yeah.
because I remember you're saying you had Veena was your only pastime, right? You didn't have friends. And school also, you just went to write exams. You couldn't, so often you had to take leave to attend, to go for programs. So you had
Yeah,
to
yeah.
shift schools 3 times.
Everything. I mean, apart from playing, and people were saying, "Oh, the baby Gayathri, great," and even that didn't give me any happiness because I didn't know the value of it. I didn't
Right, right,
understand why people were
correct.
praising nothing, and all I could feel was difficulties in life. That when I go to a classroom, I used to be. It used to be Greek and Latin to me because I would be missing all the lessons all the
Correct,
time. I don't know
correct.
how to catch up where, and
Yeah,
everything used to be difficult for me. Everything,
yeah,
everything. Only thing
yeah.
I ever enjoyed in life so far is playing with my classmates in school.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Hmm. Hmm.
And in fact, some parents would come to school and they would ask, "You're only baby Gayatri, no?" And because I was so famous, I would tell them, "Who is she?" Yeah, I don't like people recognizing me.
Yeah.
I don't know because my full name is Gayatri Vasanta Shobha,
Ah,
actually. So I
yeah.
used to tell them my name is Shobha.
Ah.
So I used to hate it when people say you are baby Gayatri. No, I used to get angry actually because I used to feel so. Okay, I mean, while playing Veena, it's a different thing. But
Right.
after that, as though all my freedom is gone, kind of feeling I used to get.
Right. Well,
I have to say, nowadays life has become even more difficult somehow. Even the studies pressure has become so much. Everything
yes.
and commuting has become difficult.
Yes.
Everything. Yeah. So
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
tough. Life is tough.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. And what is the secret of your positive attitude, after so many reverses and difficulties that you have faced,
Yeah.
overall in your life?
And positive attitude is because of my awareness that this world is an illusion, and the soul that is within this body. I mean, whatever is happening to the body I am wearing, that is called Gayathri. This soul must have taken so many lives before. So, I mean, I somehow feel I have to elevate myself beyond being my identity as Gayatri. I don't believe if I'm. So, I don't want to believe in these illusions. I mean, midya, they say, no? In Telugu, they say that everything is an illusion. To attain elevation, you have to detach yourself, they say, from your. For sannyas ashram, what you do, you have to detach yourself from your relatives, give up your wife, your children, everything. So this is without getting into sannyas ashramam, while being in the material life itself, God is putting the greatest people, you see in the name, the greatest, T-E-S-T, test is there. So I want to be one of the greatest and take this test and pass. Yeah, I don't want to feel, put my mind, I do Bhagavata Parayanam, Bhagavatam, Srimad Bhagavatam, that gives me a lot of peace and solace. I feel Krishna is with me, all the time. So I try to, whenever I get angry and upset and indignant that this happened to me, I shift my mind like this, and I want to follow the path of peace, actually. Peace, love towards God, and enlightenment. I must, without saying I want to go on the spiritual path, I am explaining all this, actually.
Yeah, I understand.
In fact,
you
my
had
dearest
mentioned
wish is to go to Vrindavan, someplace like that, do seva. I want to do seva. In fact, I would love to do healing through music. I want to do good karma as much as possible. And whatever I'm aware, I must have done a lot of bad karma in my previous births. But I'm playing Veena means I did some great karma. But at the same time, I did equally bad karma to suffer so much. So to put an end to all this bad suffering, I don't want to repeat bad karma by feeling negative in life. You understand? No?
Yeah,
so that I want to whatever extent I can elevate myself, I want to do that.